Hey everyone, welcome back to Williamson Ridge Outdoors. Today we are actually going to be splitting up a bunch of this old firewood. If you watched the last video, it was actually about whether this wood that has been down on the ground for probably 20 years or better, from the evidence of the logging roads and the way that the trees were cut, they were cut down and not blown down, and you could see where the big middle section of them was taken from the stump to where the tree pretty much would start forking out. They took that middle section and then left this big tree top. These were monster trees at the base. I mean, for the tree tops to be this big, the tree was monstrous. But they took the big parts of the trees and then left these tree tops, and it's been laying there all these years. And I was hoping to be able to get some use out of them and, you know, be able to use them for firewood, maybe even sell them as seasoned firewood, and not have to wait on them to season. But in the previous video, we actually done a test on that. So if you didn't see that, make sure to go back and check that out. It's actually kind of interesting what the results are. So today, I'm actually going to go ahead and split this stuff up, load it into some IBC totes, and set it to the side for storage. For me, I'm gonna jump in here. We're gonna use our 6-way wedge on this. This is some pretty big stuff. This wood's actually somewhat soft, so the EastonMade 916 doesn't have any problems pushing through this. So we're gonna jump in here and get this stuff cleaned up, because we've actually got a couple of standing dead red oak logs coming up. I actually cut this tree down just a few days ago, and I actually was wanting to use this maybe as a saw log or two, and I'm actually kind of surprised at what I found on it too. actually a good solid piece of wood right there. So as we come out here to the end of our EastonMade STK24, is this firewood worth messing with? Out of this entire IBC tote, there's probably only 4 or 5 pieces of good firewood. The rest of it is just kind of okay firewood, and then there's that also a bunch of it that's really junky and you know, not good at all. And a lot of it is broke up pieces, plus the mess that it makes splitting this stuff up is just crazy, because a lot of it doesn't even split into pieces and it just busts off of your splits and just makes a horrible mess at your splitter, at the end of the conveyor. It's a good thing this EastonMade STK24 has the grizzly bars, because it actually separates a lot of that garbage out of it before you put it into your storage container, which that's a huge help. It still doesn't eliminate it 100%. So would this be worth the time and effort for someone to go out in the woods, collect the tree, saw it up, and then split it into this kind of firewood? If this is all you had, yeah, it'd be worth it, because it'll burn. But if you're trying to do it for good firewood and stuff that, you know, to burn inside your home and all that kind of stuff, it's not very good at all. If you were trying to do it to sell, absolutely it would not be a good firewood to sell to somebody. And would it be good for my use in the wood boiler? It'll burn good, and I'm going to burn this, but not likely will I get any more of it, because it's just such a big mess. Plus there's so many ants and insects and all that kind of stuff in there, then I'm gonna have to keep this away from the house, because even though it's split and all those ants went everywhere, I'm sure they'll be back. But you know, I hate to see wood go to waste, and that's all I'm trying to do, or was trying to do, was try to see if it would be worth this. Now I know a bunch of you on there is probably saying, well, I could have told you that. But it's kind of one of those things, you just want to see it for yourself. I picked this log up with the tractor and it was heavy, and I kind of had my hopes up. I was like, man, this thing, yeah, I bet this is going to be good firewood, and it's going to be seasoned. I'm going to be able to burn it this year. As you can see from all those pieces, in the last video, I actually showed that none of it was seasoned, and just on the outside of it, it was actually below what burnable preference would be, but on the inside, it was just wet as can be. It was over 35%. And some of it over 40%, which was just shocking to me. It's been laying on the ground for years and years. There was a few pieces that actually was really good firewood, and I actually checked the moisture, and they're still over 30% in those, in a good solid piece of wood like this one right here. That's a good heavy solid piece of oak, but you can even feel the moisture in it just from touching it. I can't even believe, you know, that it's that waste. This is still going to have to season after it's been laying for 20 years or more. And like I say, it's definitely not to sell. I am going to burn it just so I don't waste it. I hate wasting trees if I can use it, but once you get to a certain point, you know, I don't think that it's worth fooling with. And this, even for my use, I don't think it's really worth fooling with, because there's so many insects and the rot in there, and it just busts apart when you're splitting it and just makes a mess. What we've already split, I am going to burn it, but not likely am I going to spend the time that it takes to go drag one of these out of the woods again. Also coming up pretty soon, I'm going to have a 2-year review on our EastonMade 916. So anyways, with all that being said, if you found this video helpful or you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel and follow along with all the projects we got going on around the property. While you're at it, make sure you hit that little bell icon so you get notifications whenever we upload new videos, and we'll see you on the next one.